There is lot of confusion surrounding the topic of taking input tax credit under GST. Below is a step-by-step process to take input tax credit under GST. Here are the steps. Eligibility under GST. Documents required to take credit under GST. Taking input tax credit provisionally. What forms to be filed? Matching of input tax credit. Due dates for filing the forms. Let's look at all the steps in detail. Eligibility under GST. A registered person is entitled to take credit of input tax charged on supply of goods or services or both to him which are used or intended to be used in the course or furtherance of business, subject to other conditions and restrictions. The main point is that input tax charged should be used in the course or furtherance of business. Documents required taking credit under GST. Following documents are required to take input tax credit under GST. Tax invoice or debit note or such other tax-paying documents as may be prescribed. Received goods or services or both. The supplier has actually paid the tax charged. Monthly returns have to be filed. Taking input tax credit provisionally. Under GST, input tax credit is allowed to take provisionally. This is how it works. The supplier of services and goods has to give details in Form GST R1. These returns have to be filed by 10th of every month. Once the returns are filed, the details cannot be changed. After this, recipient of services or goods has to file Form GST R2 which contain details of all the goods or services received in that tax period. Most of the details will be auto-populated from the Form GST R1. Based on the above, input tax credit will be allowed provisionally. What are the monthly forms to be filed? Normally forms like GST R1, GST R2 and GST R3 have to be submitted electronically. Matching input tax credit. There will be occasions when details submitted by the supplier will not match with details by receiver. In this case, mismatch of input tax credit will be intimated to supplier or receiver. If the discrepancy is not resolved within 2 months, the same will be added to output tax liability along with appropriate interest and penalty, and the same has to be paid by the receiver of goods or services. Due dates for filing the forms. Form GST R1 has to be filed by 10th of succeeding month. Form GST R2 has to be filed by 15th of succeeding month. Form GST R3 has to be filed by 20th of every month.